good evening, everyone. Online, is my voice is audible to you all? Can you confirm in chat box once as well as screen? Clear for all of you? Yes, so that's great. So actually in last class, what we have discussed about like how to create the files as well as folders, right? So have you remembered these points? So actually in last class, we have discussed about how to create the files as well as how to insert the data inside a file. We have discussed that one. So now let me recap it one more time for you. So see here. So in the Linux, nothing but in the server, if you want to create a file, what we are going to use? We are going to use the touch command. So touch and then file name. Okay, let's say I want to create the file called Azure. So if you want to create the Azure file, so the command will be touch and then Azure I need to give. So if you want to create the series of files, let's say TCS1, TCS2, so TCS3 up to TCS10 I want to create. So if you want to create the series of files, so the command will be the touch TCS1 double dot 10. So this is all we have discussed on the last class. Okay, so it is going to create the 10 files at a time. Now let's say I am having the file called Azure. So if you want to open this file, nothing but if you want to add a content inside a file, what we are going to use? We are going to use the VIM editor. So see here, I am having the Azure file. So I am repeating again. So I am having the Azure file. So if I want to add the data inside an Azure file, we need to use the VIM editor. VIM and then file name Azure. So basically in the VIM editor, we are having three modes. How many modes? Three modes. So the first one is about the command mode. So second one was the insert mode. So the third one was the save and quit mode. Okay, now so if you want to add the data inside a file, we are going to use the VIM editor. So in the VIM editor, totally we are having three modes. One was the command mode, one was the insert mode, and the last one was the save and quit mode. So by defaultly, when you have opened any file with VIM editor, by defaultly, when you have opened any file with the VIM editor, you will be in the command mode. You will be in the command mode. So if you want to shift from command mode to the insert mode, if you want to shift from command mode to the insert mode, so we need to be press the small I. So in your laptop, you need to be press small I. So if you want to shift from insert mode to the command mode, we need to be press escape, right? So this is all we have discussed in the last class. So see here, let us try to open the KLLRCODA now. So search for KLLRCODA.com. So after performing this, let us try to create the Azure accounts first. So Ubuntu 24.04. Yeah. So what is the command to create a file? So touch and then file name Azure. So we are having the Azure file. So if I want to add the data inside the Azure file, we are having the VIM file name Azure. So basically I was in the command mode. So I want to shift from command mode to the insert mode. What I need to do? I need to press the small I button. So totally I am going to press the small I button. So once you have pressed the small I button, so here we are having the insert. Nothing but you are in the insert mode. Now just try to add the data here. Here this is all about Linux I have mentioned. So if you want to save this data, again you need to shift from insert mode to the command mode. So if you want to shift from insert mode to the command mode, what I need to be press? I need to press the escape button. So in the laptop, I need to press the escape button. So totally I have pressed the escape button. So I'm not having any insert option here. It means I was in the command mode. So if you want to save your data as well as exit from the VIM editor, so we are going to use :X. So ultimately we have saved as well as exit. So if you want to cross check, so cat Azure. So ultimately we are having the data. So this is all about the yesterday's class. We have discussed this one. Now, in this class, let us try to create the Azure accounts first. So anybody has credit card? So Vignesh, and then Ahalya.
No, I don't have a credit card.
Um, I have it, but I just tried to log in with my account. Let me show. Looks like I already have an account and it got logged in.
Me give one suggestion for you. So see here, actually, when you have created the Azure account, it is free for only 1 month. Okay, now. So whatever the tools I am teaching, like Linux now, as well as after Linux, we are having the Git. After Git, we are having the Maven. So after Maven, we are having the Docker. So to learn these tools, we do not need the Azure account. Okay, we can learn from the killer coda. So for the CI/CD purpose, for the Kubernetes purpose, for the Terraform purpose, and also to learn the Azure cloud. So we need the Azure account. So what are the tools? Linux, Git, Maven, Docker, so and also the Ansible. So we can learn from the killer coda. So once we have started the CI/CD as well as Azure cloud, at that point of time, I'm going to teach how to create the Azure accounts. Okay, because if I have created it now, so it is going to free for only 1 month, right? So our course is going to be the 3 months. Okay, so let me complete these all tools first. To complete these all tools, it is going to take nearly 2 months. Clear now? So let us try to learn the Linux. After Linux, let us try to learn the Git. So after learning this, all after sorry, after learning these all tools, we are going to create the Azure account. Clear? Clear for all of you? అర్థమైందా అండి what I am trying to say? So what about
Yes.
the yes? Now let us try to learn the Linux first. So now, so actually, why I'm starting the Linux means without Linux, we can't learn the DevOps. So ultimately, Linux is going to be the heart for the DevOps in there. Okay, now. So without Linux, we can't learn the DevOps. So that's the reason I am starting with the Linux first. So basically, we have done the some small commands in the last class. So how to create the file about the VAM editor. So what we have performed, we have discussed in the last class. Now, in this class, let me try to start the directories. Let's say this is my laptop, right? So in my laptop, if I want to create a folder, what I need to do? I need to press the right click. I need to press the right click, new, and then folder name. So totally it is going to create the folder, right? In the same manner, if you want to create a folder, if you want to create a folder in the server, nothing but in the Linux, if you want to create a folder, we are having the command called mkdir. So basically here folders are nothing but the directories. In the Linux, folders are nothing but directories. So what is the command to create a directory means mkdir, nothing but make directory. So mkdir and then directory name I want to give as Harsha. So ultimately it was created. So if you want to cross check, we are having the command called ls again. So ultimately ls is the command to see the list of files as well as list of directories. So I have given the ls. Now, how can I get to know that? How can I get to know that whether Azure is going to be the file, Harsha is going to be directory? How can I get to know that? So online. So totally I have given the ls. It is going to print the list of files as well as list of directories. By seeing the list of files as well as list of directories, how can I get to know that this is my file, this is my directory? How can I get to know that? That's what my question. So you can speak out, no issue. You can unmute and say the answer. All I need is interaction with you.
If it starts with tilde symbol, then it is a file, and if it starts with D, it is a directory.
So basically, we will getting any hyphen or any D now.
Oh,
No.
this one, sorry. This one is a highlighted one. If it is blue color or it is a highlighted one, then it is a directory. And if it is just the plain white and normal text, it is a file.
Super, that's correct. So see here, if you are getting the blue color means this is going to be the directory. If you are getting the white color means it is going to be the file. So instead of giving ls, we can also give the ll, right? So if you give the ll, you will get the full information. So directories will always start with the D. So here D is nothing but the directory. So file is always started with the hyphen, nothing but the file. So totally we have created the file, I mean directory. Now I want to go inside a directory. Let's say this is my laptop. In my laptop, I am having a number of folders. I am having the Azure DevOps folder, all files, Terraform. So keep it. I am having the number of folders. If I want to go inside a folder, what I need to do? I need to double tap on the folder, right? In the same manner, in the server, if you want to go inside a directory, we are having the command called cd. What we are having? cd. So cd is the command to go inside a directory. So what is meant by cd? cd is nothing but the change directory. So directory name as Harsha. So totally we have changed it to the Harsha directory. Okay. So now my question is, if we can able to create a directory inside a directory? So we can able to create a directory inside a directory. ఒక డైరెక్టరీ లోపల ఇంకొక డైరెక్టరీని క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చా? So you can unmute and say, or else you can ping me in chat box. So I'm getting only few responses. సో మీరు ఏదైనా ఒకటి జనరల్ గా చూసుకున్నట్లయితే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, డైరెక్టరీ ఇది ఒక ఫోల్డర్. ఈ ఫోల్డర్ లోపల ఒక ఫోల్డర్ ని క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చా? రైట్ క్లిక్ న్యూ ఫోల్డర్ కదా. సో క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ మేనర్ ఒక డైరెక్టరీ లోపల ఇంకొక డైరెక్టరీని క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో mkdir, సో డైరెక్టరీ నేమ్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ యాజ్ హర్ష. So totally it was created cd and then Harsha. Now I'm going to create one more directory called Harsha 1. Totally we have created the Harsha 1. So now just try to go to the inside the Harsha 1. Now mkdir Harsha 2. So cd Harsha 2. Again mkdir Harsha 3. cd Harsha 3. Again mkdir Harsha 4. cd Harsha 4. So totally we have created the number of directories. So now just try to give the control L. So if you give the control L, you will get like we can able to clear our screen. Now I want to know in which path I was in. So totally I was in inside the Harsha, we are having again Harsha. So inside the Harsha we are having the Harsha 1. So inside the Harsha 1 we are having the Harsha 2. So inside the Harsha 2 we are having 3 as well as 4. So currently I am in the Harsha 4, but I want to print my path. So entire path I want to print. So if you want to print the path, so the command will be the pwd, present working directory. In which path you are in? So totally I was in this path. So it was very important. In Linux, we are having PWD, nothing but the present working directory. On which directory you are in, it is going to be there. For all of you, ఏ మీరు ఏ డైరెక్టరీలో ఉన్నారో చెప్తుంది, ఐ మీన్ ప్రింట్ చేస్తుంది. Now I want to go one step back. Let's say totally I was in the Harsha 4 directory. Now I want to go to the Harsha 3 directory. Harsha 3 directory. So the command will be cd space double dot. So it is going to go back to the previous, I mean nothing but one step back. So then hit enter. Totally I was at Harsha 3 directory now. I want to go 2 steps back. So the command will be cd space dot dot slash dot dot. So if you give the dots, it is going to be, I mean 2 times 2 dots, it is going to 2 steps back. So ultimately you will go to the Harsha 1. So totally I was in Harsha. Inside the Harsha I am having the Harsha again. So inside the Harsha I am having the Harsha 1. So totally I want to shift to the root directory, directly root directory. So we can able to give like this cd space dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot. 3 steps back. Instead of giving like this, so just to give the cd. So then hit enter. So wherever you are in is going to be nothing. So ultimately you will go to the root directly. సో డైరెక్ట్ గా రూట్ డైరెక్టరీకి వెళ్ళిపోతారు సిడి అని. అర్థమైందా? ఆన్లైన్ క్లియర్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. అర్థమైందా అంటూ? So that's great. So now see here, if I want to create like this, so this is my structure, like Harsha. Inside the Harsha I am having the Harsha. Inside the Harsha I am having the Harsha 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to create this as test. Let's say I want to create the test folder. Inside the test folder I want to create the test 1. So inside the test 1 I want to create the test 2. So inside the test 2 I want to create the test 3. Later 4 as well as 5. If I want to create like this, so what I need to do, I need to create first test inside, and also switch to the test. Later we need to create the test 1. So after creating the test 1, we need to go inside to the test 1. So later we need to create the test 2 directory, right? So instead of doing like this, we can also do like mkdir hyphen p. So p is nothing but parenting. So test, so test directory local test 1. So slash test 2, test 3, so test 4. So ultimately is going to create one test folder. Inside the test folder, we are having the test 2 for one folder. So inside the test 1 folder, you will be having the test 2 folder. So after test 4. So totally we have created. See here. So we are having the test folder. So if you go inside to the test, we are having a test 1. So if you are going to the test 1 folder, you are having a test 2 again. So this is the way to create the multiple డైరెక్టరీస్ ఇన్సైడ్ ఏ డైరెక్టరీ. ఒక డైరెక్టరీ లోపల ఇంకొక డైరెక్టరీని ఎట్ టైం క్రియేట్ చేయాలి అంటే -p ఇస్తారు. అర్థమైనా? So now I want to rename my directory. Let's say I am having mkdir, I'm giving as TCS. So this is my directory name. So if I want to rename my directory, so the command will be the mb, nothing but move. So I want to rename the TCS directory. So it is going to replace with HCL. So move TCS by the HCL. So then hit enter. We are having HCL directory now. So totally it was renamed by the TCS. How to rename a directory. So online play for all of you. How to create the directories, go to the, how to go inside a directory, as well as how to rename a directory. So the next, so see here, actually, guys, Linux is going to be the full of commands. Okay, now. So these commands will cover in entire syllabus. In our entire syllabus, it is going to be covered one. So without wasting of our time, like if I said the commands, like we are having the 100 commands now. So if I have said 100 commands at a time, okay, now you will get confused. So that's the reason. Daily we are going to learn 5 Linux commands, and also we are going to learn the tool. So, but let us start about the Git tool now. So in the Git tool, you will get some commands regarding the Linux. So in the Maven tool, you will get some commands regarding the Linux tools. So Linux will cover on entire syllabus. Okay na? Linux అనేది మన ఎంటైర్ సిలబస్ లో కవర్ అవుతుంది. యాక్చువల్ గా Linux ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ద ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ కమాండ్స్. మొత్తం కూడా కమాండ్స్ అండి. సో ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆ కమాండ్స్ చెప్పాను అనుకోండి, మీరు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయిపోతారు. సో అందుకే నేను గిట్ టూల్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. సో గిట్ టూల్ లో మీకు కొన్ని కమాండ్స్ కవర్ అవుతాయి. నెక్స్ట్ మావెన్ టూల్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. మావెన్ టూల్స్ లో మీకు కొన్ని కమాండ్స్ కవర్ అవుతాయి. సో డోకర్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. డోకర్ లో కొన్ని కమాండ్స్ కవర్ అవుతాయి. సో అలా మీకు ఎంటైర్ ద కోర్స్ లో మన లైనక్స్ అనేది కవర్ అయిపోతుంది. అర్థమైందా పాయింట్ ఇక్కడ? So clear for all of you what I am trying to say? Yes. So what about the others? Now let me start the Git first. Okay, na? Let me start the Git. Now, what is so see here Git. So Git is nothing but global information tracker. What we are having here? Global information tracker. So the name itself contains tracker. What it will track? It will track the code. What it is going to track? It is going to track the code. So actually, at the end, code will present on the files. Where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the files. So ultimately, it is the tool is going to track the files. So I am repeating again. So Git is nothing but global information tracker. So the name itself contains tracker. What it will track? It will track the code. So actually where our code will present, it is going to be present on the files. Now ultimately it is going to track the files. Clear for all of you? Yes. So basically in the Git architecture, so see here Git architecture or Git workflow, Git life cycle, Git life cycle, Git stages, all are the same. Git architecture, Git workflow, Git life cycle, Git stages, all are the same. So see here, let me share one picture, nothing but the Git workflow. So downloads. So here I am having the Git workflow. So Git workflow or Git architecture, okay, Git stages, all are the same guys. So basically in the Git workflow, we are having totally 3 stages. How many stages we are having here? 3 stages. So the first one is about the working directory. What we are having here? Working directory. So the second one is about the staging area. What we are having? Staging area. So the third one is about the repository. What we are having here? Repository. So totally in the Git, we are having the 3 stages. One was the working directory. Second one was the staging area. So the third one was the repository. So now point number 1. the default stage in the Git, it is going to be the working directory. The default stage in the Git is going to be the working directory. Point number 2, the files that are present in the working directory. The files that are present in the working directory, Git will not track. Let's say I'm having a file called Azure. So that was present in the working directory. Now this Azure file will not track by the Git. Clear for all of you? So the files that are present in working directory, Git will not track. Now, when it will track means when we add Git to that file. So ultimately it is going to track. So see here, I am having the Azure file, right? So the command will be git add and then Azure. So ultimately it is going to shift from working directory to the staging area. So the files that are present in the staging area, Git will track. Okay, na? Next, if I want to send my files from staging area to the repository, what I need to do? I need to do the commit. Now, what is meant by commit? Commit is nothing but the same. So totally we have done with the 3 stages. So I'm repeating again. So the first one is about the working directory. So the files that are present in working directory, it will not track. When it will track means, so when we add git to that file, so once you have added git to that file, automatically it is going to shift from working directory to the staging area. So the files that are present in the staging area, it will track. So after staging area, what we are having? We are having the repository. So if you want to send your file that are present in the staging area to the repository, what I need to do? I need to do the commit. Now, what is meant by commit? Commit is nothing but save. So, Arlen, clear for all of you about these 3 steps.
So I have a doubt. So from the working directory to the staging area, so how do we set the working directory first? Like, is
Yeah,
there any command to specify the working directory route or the path?
actually the default one was the working directory. We are not going to set as working directory as default one. We are going to set as staging area as a default one. So ultimately in the Git tool itself, working directory is going to be the default one.
Okay, so I mean, if I open a bash shell and if I call the git command, so where will it start working? Like from which directory? Wherever git is installed, is it where it's going to work from?
Yeah, I will tell you. So see here, let's say this is going to be the git bash. So this is going to be the bash, let's say. So killer code, I'm going to open. So you can use the killer code. Click on the playgrounds. So instead to take the Ubuntu 24.04. Now, first try to check whether Git was present on or not. Let's say I'm having a such case like I want to book a packet of biryani. So we are having the 2 applications, right? Zomato as well as Swiggy. So if I want to book my packet of biryani on the Swiggy, first in my phone, Swiggy application should be present or not. So ultimately Swiggy application should be present. In the same manner, we are dealing with the Git. So let's say this is my server. So in my server, first Git should be present.
Yes, so we can install Git using the sudo apt get install Git, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So once it gets installed, like where exactly do we start working? Like if I have to interact with the directory, so is there any command or way to find the current working directory from the Git tool?
Yes. So ultimately, after installing the Git, we need to initialize that one. So after initializing, so one .git folder will get created automatically. So I will tell you. So see here, first just try to install the Git. So
Okay.
command is going to be the apt install Git -1. So this is a command to install the Git in your server. So then hit enter. Ultimately, it was installed. Now I want to check whether my Git was installed or not. I want to check whether my Git was installed or not. So how you are going to check that? So here have the command called git version. So git hyphen version. So once it was printed, nothing but git version was printed means ultimately we have installed the git. So then hit enter. So git version is printing. It means git was present on our server. So after installing the git, after checking, after cross checking as well. So actually we need to initialize the git first. So see here, it is going to be the package management tool. So when you are installing such type of tools, we need to initialize that one. What do we need to do? We need to initialize that one. So after initializing the Git, you will get one .git folder. You will get one .git folder, nothing but the directory. So whatever the commands you are performing, whatever the operations you are doing, so all the commands, all the operations will save on the .git folder. So once you loosen the .git folder, you will use your operations, commands, entire thing. So we are having very important point here. Okay,
Yes, could you please repeat that point? I mean, I couldn't get you.
yeah, so see here, actually it is going to be the package management tool. Okay, na? So when you install the tool for the first time, we need to initialize that one. Okay, na? So after initializing the Git tool, you will get one .git folder. So it is going to create automatically. Okay, now one .git folder will get created automatically. So whatever the operations you are performing, nothing but the commands, whatever the commands you are performing, all the operations will store on the .git folder, will save on the .git folder. So once you lose the .git folder, you will lose your entire information. Clear now?
Yes, I got it now. Yes, thank you. So, the reason why I wanted to find the location of this .git folder is to take a copy of that folder so that if it gets lost accidentally, I could always restore from an existing backup. So, where do I find this from the root directory? I mean, is there any specific directory where I can find this .git folder made
Just try
when I?
to yes.
Mhm.
So do we have any .git folder?
No. So, and I wanted to create a copy of the .git folder so that I don't lose it. So,
Yeah, I will.
okay.
So first, when you initialize, automatically .git folder will gets create. Automatically it is going to create. So let me initialize that one. Git init. So then hit enter. So it was initialized. Previously, I am not having any .git folder. Now, just try to clear the space. Give the LL now. We are having the .git folder now.
Okay, so it is getting I mean, it is getting created next to the root directory. It's on the next branch. Okay. Yes,
Directly.
got it now. Yes, yes, I have got it. So it is from /root and then /.git/. Yes. Okay.
No. I am going to add one more point here. So
Mm-hmm.
mkdir test. I am having a test directory. So if you go inside to the test directory, now I am initializing the git here. It is going to create here as well. On which directory you want to initialize, you can initialize. On the directory only, it is going to create the .git folder.
Okay, got it now. Yes. Mhm.
Now I am having the .git folder here as
Right. Okay.
command
Thank
here
you.
is performing. It is going to create there. Clear now? Online.
Yes. Yes, that's clear. Yes, thank you.
So what about the others?
Can you explain if any real-time scenarios like where exactly we use the Git? Any simple example?
Yes, so see here. Let's say this is my file. I'm having file name as index.html. So basically, developer will write this, right? Index.html. So I'm having the developer one who has changed this code. Let's say in the index.html, we are having the version as a 6.0. So developer one has changed the version 6.0 as version 8.0. So I want to check, right, who has done these changes, who has modified this index.html. So if you want to track this information, we are going to use the Git.
Got it. Thank you.
So let's say I'm going to create one file here. So call it as Azure. So then hit enter. Totally we have created the Azure file. So while I am teaching the workflow of Git, I have said one point like the default stage was working directory. Right. So the files that are present in the working directory, it will not track. It will not track the files that are present in working directory. So totally I am having two files now, Azure as well as DevOps. Now I'm going to add Git to the Azure file. So basically my Azure file was present on the working directory. I have added Git to my DevOps file. It means it was present in the staging area. Now, how can I get to know that whether my file was present on the working directory, whether my file was present on the staging area? How can I get to know that? Means by giving the Git status. So when you give the Git status, ultimately you will get two colors. Ultimately, you will get two colors. One was the red color, one was the green color. So if you are getting the red color, means it was in untracking. Sorry, it was in untracking. So all the untracking files will present on the working directory or not? Now, when I give the Git status, if you are getting the green color, so all the files that are getting the green color means it was in the tracking files. So all the tracking files will present on the staging area. What is the command here? Git status. When you give the Git status, you will get two colors, red as well as green. So red means untracking, green means tracking. So untracking files are present in the working directory. Tracking files are all are present in the staging area. So then enter. For the DevOps, I am having the green. For the Azure, I am having the red. So it means it was in untracking. So see here, untracked files. Yes. Now I want to commit. So here, what is meant by commit? Commit is nothing but the save, right? So before committing, I need to set my name. Okay, now I need to set my name in the server. So the command will be git config dot username. Git config dot username. So within the braces, we need to pass the username. So let me pass my name. Git config user. So sorry. Git config user dot name. So see here. Git config user dot name within the braces username. So totally we have set the username. Now I want to set my email ID. So if you want to set your email ID, again the command git config user dot email. User dot email. So within the braces, we need to pass the email. So git config user dot email. So within the braces at the rate of gmail.com. That's it. So totally we have set our username as well as mail ID. Now I can able to do the commit. So see here, git commit hyphen m in braces. Let me pass the Azure file. So let me explain you this command. So see here, git commit. So here, what is meant by commit? Commit is nothing but a save. So hyphen m is nothing but the message. So let's say git commit. What we are committing? We are committing the Azure file. So why you are committing? Why you are saving this file? We need to pass those reason on the message. So here m is nothing but the message. So this is the message. Why you are doing this file? I mean, why you are doing this commit? So we need to pass those information here. Clear for all of you? Now, when I have hit enter, you will get one error. So see here, error. Azure does not match any file to known the git. Okay now. So Azure do not match any file to known the git. Why we are getting this message means we can't commit any file that are present in the working directory. Okay now. So the files that are present in the staging area, then only we can able to commit those one. So currently my Azure file was present on the working directory or in staging area. So currently my file was present on the working directory or in staging area.
It was in working directory, I believe, because
Was
it
it
did
working directory? How can you get to know that whether your file was present in the working directory or in staging area?
git status.
Yeah, git status. So when you give the git status, what we are having? We are having the two colors, right? So just to give the git status, we are having the two files. I mean two colors, green as well as red. So that's the reason I am not going to commit the Azure. So git commit hyphen m message. Let's say this is my DevOps file name. So hyphen m DevOps. So then hit enter. So totally we have committed the DevOps file. So if you want to see whether it was committed or not, how you are going to see means, so just to give the git log, what we are having here, git log. So ultimately git log is the command to see the list of commits. So then hit enter. So see here, this is my commit ID. What we are having here, this is the commit ID. This is the author who has done this commit. This is the author mail ID. Also, when he has done this commit, we are getting the time and also why he has done. Entire thing we are going to track. So who has done, when he has done, why he has done. So entire thing we are going to track. So clear for all of you?
Yes. So how do we now push the Azure file as well? So is it git add Azure and then git commit with the message?
Yeah, git add Azure. So totally it was added. Now try to do the commit. Git commit hyphen m. So then within braces we need to pass the message Azure file. So file. So totally it was committed. If you want to see what is the command, if you want to see the commits, list of commits, then what is the command?
Should be status. I mean, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, if you give the status whether it is going to no. I want to see the list of commits. So the command will be the git log. So when you give the git log, you will get the list of commits. So this is my Azure file commit. So let's say I have given the git status. When you have given the git status, you can't able to see your Azure file as well as DevOps file. See here, git status. Do we have any Azure as well as DevOps file? No, right? So it
No.
means, yeah, we can't able to see the committed files. we can't able to see the repository files. The files that are present in repository, by using the git status, we can't able to see.
So the log is coming from the online platform after the data is committed. Is it right?
Actually, this log is coming from the .git folder.
Okay, got it.
See here, let me remove the .git folder. Let's say before removing the .git folder, we are having the information or not. Git log we are having, right? So if I remove the rm space -rf .git, totally we have removed. Now give the command git log. Do we have any logs here now?
Okay, got it now. Yes, it's not there.
Yeah, there is no logs. So that's the reason for this .git folder we are having very high priority. But in real time, we are not going to delete this .git folder because we are not having any permissions. We will not get any permissions to delete the .git folder. Clear?
Yes, got it.
Yes. So now let me recap what I have discussed on this class. So see here, initially we have discussed about how to create the directories. So what is the command to create a directory in the Linux? The Linux what mkdir. So then directory name. So if I want to go inside a directory, then what is the command? If I want to go inside a directory, cd and then directory name. So now what is meant by cd here? Change directory. Okay, na? Next. So after this, we have discussed about the how to create inside a directory. Nothing but how to create a directory inside a directory. So if you want to create a directory inside a directory, so the command will be mkdir -p. So let's say I'm going to create the test directory. Inside the test directory, I want to create test1. So if you want to create test2 as well, you can create inside directory inside a directory. Every time we can able to create. Now, let's say I want to know in which path I was in. In which path I was in. So what is the command?
PWD,
PWD. Now what is meant by PWD?
present working directory.
Present working directory. So it is going to print the path. Next, after this, what we have discussed? We have discussed about the Git, right? Now, what is the full form of Git?
Global information tracker.
Global Information Tracker. So the name itself content tracker, right? What it will track?
Changes and commits made to the data store.
Yeah, it will track the code. So actually, where our code will present on the files. So ultimately, it is the tool. It is going to track the files. So now, Git workflow or Git architecture, Git lifecycle, all are the same. Okay, now so totally how many stages we are having in the Git? How many stages we are having in the Git?
3.
3 stages. What are they?
Working directory, staging area, repository.
Working directory, staging area, and then repository. Now, what is the default stage in working? I mean, what is the default stage in the Git?
Working directory.
Working directory is the default one. So, the files that are present in working directory, it will track or not?
No.
When it will track?
When it add to the git add.
When we add a Git to that file. So, after adding, automatically it is going to shift from working directory to the staging area or not? So ultimately it is going to shift from working directory to the staging area. So the files that are present in staging area, it will track or not?
Yes.
It will track. So I'm having the two files called, I'm having the Raju file, I'm having the Ravi file. Now I want to check whether my Raju file as well as Ravi file was present on the staging area or not. How you are going to check?
Git status.
Git status. So when you give the git status, what will happen? When you give the git status, what will happen?
Compares
You
to
will
working
get,
Tells
directory.
whether it is tracking or no.
yeah,
It's
basically you will get how many colors?
2 colors,
What are they?
red and green.
Red and green. So red means
Now untracking,
untracking. So green means
tracking,
tracking. So untracking files was present on the working directory or staging area?
working directory,
Working directory. So tracking files was present on the
staging area.
staging area. So I want to commit my file. So I want to send my, let's say, staging area and then repository, right? So this is my working directory. So I am having the file called Azure that was present on the staging area. Now I want to send this file from staging area to the repository. What I need to do?
Same.
Sorry. I want to send my file from staging area to the repository.
Git commit.
Commit. Now what is meant by commit?
It will save the file.
Yeah, commit is nothing but the same. So what is the command?
Git commit.
Git commit -m. So within the braces, why you are doing this commit? We need to pass the message. So then file name that you want to commit. So in real time, what will happen, So here you will get like messages like a bug was fixed, error was resolved. So this type of messages you will get. Clear for all of you?
Yes, I have a doubt. So if there are multiple directories and files in the working directory, how do I add all of them to the staging area to have it ready for committal?
At a time. Just have to give the git star.
Okay, so git add space star, is it?
So see here, dash. I'm having the AWS files. KDIR, KDIR, Azure, one double dot. So to give the ls, we are having the AWS as well as Azure. Give the git status. So it was in working direct. Now give the git add star. So we have added. Now give the git status. Totally we have added.
So, what if you wanted to add only multiple files, not all?
So if you want to add multiple files, not all. Let's say
Yes.
I'm having the dash DevOps, ECS, let's say info, and then HCL, PWS. So I'm having that spelling. Yeah. So which files you want to add? So let's say I want to add to the DevOps, HCL, PWS. Fine. So is
Yes.
it? Yeah. So the command will be git add. So files you want to add is DevOps, HCL, PWS. Okay, we have added the git status. So info TCS was in the working directory, remaining all files on the staging area.
And how
Got
about
it.
specifying directories alone? Like, is there any command for choosing directories alone rather than files?
Sorry. Come again. So actually your voice was very slow.
Yes, so let's just imagine that there is a directory called AWS and it is not a file. So if I'm just running the command git add space AWS, is it going to upload the directory to the staging area?
No. See here, when you give the git status, so inside the test, what we are having the see here, get here, mkdir. Let me give it the my name. So totally we have a directory called Shamo. Git add Shamo. It was added. So give the git status. What we are getting? Do we getting the Shemu directory?
No. So like we just can't select any directory which has other files that should be staged. Like
So,
that was my doubt.
yeah. Play for all of you. So guys, that's it from my end for today. So if you have any doubts, you can ask, or else we can wind up the session for today. So think all are good, right? So okay then. Bye all. Have a nice day.